In this video, we are discussing about how the HR department in any organization is involved in the process of recruitment, how various profiles are defined by the organizations, what is the different specifications and the necessity of jobs that the HR department prepares, what is the basic description of the job the the HR department describes, how the job is being defined by the HR department, what are the roles and responsibilities that the company entrusts the person who is joining or the prospective employee. That is, any person who is interested in the position will be willingly applying to the position. So the company's HR department's responsibility is to ensure that there is a proper fit between the company and the person's candidature. That is, the qualifications and the skills of the person should be a proper fit or a proper match between the description of the job or the skills and capabilities. The department's recruitment process is all about entrusting a person who is having the necessary skills and capacities on the position. The HR department's recruitment process begins with the process of understanding the proper description. HR department's recruitment process begins with the describing of the job. The HR departments, in consultation with the management, defines the job's roles and responsibilities. The person who is onboarding the company for that particular position needs to have a proper understanding about his roles and responsibilities in that position for the company. So the first job of the HR department is to ensure that the position is being properly defined, the scope of the job is well defined, the framework of the job has been defined, and the roles, jobs, and responsibilities are well laid out. So that is the first part of the job description, which is helping the candidature or the person who is looking for the job to understand the framework of the job or the scope that the job defines him into. The overall definition or the overall description gives the candidature an idea about the job that he would be performing on a day-to-day basis. So that is defined as a job description. So that is the first part of any recruitment process. The company's management has to be in consultation with the HR department in deriving as well as defining various job duties and responsibilities within every department, and if there arises a need for a new vacancy to be filled in. In some cases, these existing jobs and responsibilities are already taken care by the employees who are already working for the department. However, there are certain situations where the company's HR department identifies a gap in the skill area that is being framed by the management of the company. In such scenarios, the HR department suggests the management to go for a recruitment process. The recruitment process is a timed job which involves proper planning and ideally framing what is a desired candidature that the company is looking into. It has to be in line with the organizational culture. It has to be in line with the job's specifics, roles, and responsibilities. It has to be in line with the requirement of the company. It has to be matching with the candidate's profile. So the HR department, as we discussed, begins this process with the job description. Once the job has been described, the company goes on to publicizing this job requirement with the necessary specifications, which is basically all about the skills and capacities or the skills and educational qualifications or the experience or necessary skill set that the employee who is prospective candidature is going to possess. So all this is called as job specification. Basically, job specification defines the areas or the skill sets that the employees should be possessing or the prospective candidature must be having in the particular area. So that is defined as the job specification. Once the job description and job specifications are being prepared by the HR department, they openly publicize the requirement of the position into the public domain. it is done through various measures. It can be the recruitment as such can be an internal process or an external process. If it is an internal recruitment, the HR department scouts for the necessary candidature within the existing pool of employees. It could be an interdepartmental transfers, or it could be an employee who is working down the line to be promoted as a suitable person candidate in the current position. If it is an external recruitment process, it is an bigger responsibility for the HR department. The company publicizes the job vacancy into the public domain using various mediums. It could be newspapers, it could be the job portals, it could be advertisements, or it could be any other mode to ensure that the vacancy is being publicized to the open candidate or open pool market. Once it has been publicized, the company starts receiving uh, various replies from the candidates. The company starts getting a response from the prospective candidates. Uh, then comes the process of shortlisting. Once the company starts receiving candidates from the employees, the company starts to the HR department starts to do the verification and the shortlisting process from the from the received pool of resumes. The HR department does the shortlisting process from the received pool of resumes or applications. The whole process is about minimizing the applications that has been received. That is, the applications that are forwarded to the next level are a minimum percentage from the total applications received. The process is called a shortlisting. Shortlisting is basically not the rejection of the received applications. It is rather the selection. It is the process itself is involves the selection of the appropriate applications or candidates. That is where the importance of the job description and the job specification comes into the picture. The company tries to match or goes for a proper fit between the employees or the prospective candidates resume or the biodata and the skill sets to that prepared by the company, that of job description and specification. So on one hand, the company has the job specification and job description. On the other hand, the company has the employees or prospective candidates biodata or resume curriculum vitae. So there is a proper fit that is established by the HR department even before the recruitment selection phase starts. So this is done during the shortlisting phase, where the appropriate or the right applications are shortlisted and moved forward to the next stage of a selection and interview process. So as we all know, interview process could be in many ways. It could be a panel interview, it could be a face-to-face interview, it could be one-to-one interviews. It could be these days, because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation, many companies are doing the interviews through the virtual rounds. So it could be a virtual round of interviews. So for the company to do the selection process, or the company to get into the interview stage, the HR department does a lot of planning in the initial stages. So in this video, we are taking one particular position of a marketing officer to understand how the job description specification is matched with the necessary skill set that the employee or the prospective candidate will be possessing. As far as marketing officer is concerned, we discuss about the job description. You must be knowing that a marketing officer is in charge of his territory, but specific market geographical area is assigned to the person, and he is responsible for the sales or business development for that particular position. He is also responsible to handle all the communications with his clients in this particular area. He takes care of all the customer support as well as does the marketing campaigns for his territory to ensure that the brand is promoted and the company's overall sales increases. So this is the basic ideology of a marketing officer's position in any company, be it any kind of industry. It is the overall framework of an marketing officer. So that being the jobs, roles and responsibilities, we have the skill set on the other hand, which is the specification, job specifications. For a marketing officer, the ideal specification would be the candidate should be possessing a business administration, a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, post-graduation degree in the business administration, preferably in the marketing domain, preferably the specialization being in the marketing area. So that is an ideal educational qualification is concerned. Then comes the experiential part. Companies can recruit employees who are already experienced in marketing kind of profiles, or the company can go in for fresher candidates who do not have any experience but have theoretical knowledge about the marketing and its various steps involved from the educational background. So it depends upon the company and how the company's strategy is aligned. Company would go in for either an experienced candidate or an inexperienced candidate. So that being said about the educational qualifications and the experience that the candidate possesses, the next part is about the other skill sets, intangible skill sets that the candidates will be possessing. First is the communication skill set, that is the employee's ability to convince a customer or convince a client about the sales, do the closure, do the negotiation, understand the customer requirements, do the follow-ups, all these kinds of interactive discussions with the customer. So communication is an important aspect as far as the marketing officer is concerned. It is very necessary that the employee possesses the communication with the necessary local languages and the added advantage of English as a skill set. Additional skill that would be required for a marketing officer would be his knowledge into the computer proficiency or the basic tools that the employee would be using in order to do the reporting and the order processing as such. It depends upon the company's culture, company's strategy of how the reporting framework is being done. Companies use various kinds of software, CRM software, ERP softwares, and CRM softwares to understand the customer requirements and do the support for the sales process. So the candidate should also be having necessary skills in the computer proficiency. That is additional skill set that is required for a marketing officer who would be joining any company. So in this video, we have seen the basic requirements of the position of a marketing officer. What is the job description and job specification which goes into the profile? What is the HR department's role and how the ideal recruitment process is being conducted over a period of time. Thank you for watching this video.